ICE tried to deport me until they found out who I was. I knew the second that white van pulled behind me that this was going to be bad, because they had been sweeping through my neighborhood every single morning for weeks, and with my brown skin and black hair, I knew exactly how this looked to them. It didn't even matter that I was born here, didn't even matter that I was a cop, because to them I was just another Mexican dude on the block. I knew it the second the bigger one stepped out barking documentation now, like I was garbage on the sidewalk before I could even say a word. He grabbed my wrist, twisted it behind my back so hard I thought something popped. Pain shot straight to my shoulder as he shoved me down to my knees on the concrete. His partner just stood back, hand on his holster, like he was waiting for me to breathe wrong. I told him, man, just check my wallet, everything's in there, but nah. This guy wasn't listening. He dumped it all out, kicked my badge, my ID, my credit card scattering across the sidewalk. Then when a wad of cash fell out, he smirked. Well, look at this drug money, huh? He bent down, scooped it up, counted every single bill out loud before stuffing it into his pocket, saying, civil forfeiture, baby. You won't be needing this where you're going. My heart was racing, but my blood went ice cold when I realized my daughters were waiting for me to pick them up from school. I looked at my phone, lighting up face down on the sidewalk, cracked screen showing my wallpaper. Me, my wife, my 2 little girls smiling at the beach. The agent saw it too, smirked again, said, man, you sure got a lot of mouths to feed. Huh, shame about that bet. The little ones end up in foster care. Real quick, pretty brown kids always get adopted faster. His boot came down crushed. The phone shattered it into pieces. I tasted blood from how hard I was biting my tongue, trying not to explode. His partner started getting nervous. Maybe we should check his ID, man. This guy doesn't feel right, but the big one wasn't done yet. He dragged me toward the van zip ties, cutting into my wrists tight enough that I could feel my hands going numb. Crowd watching, but nobody brave enough to step in. Look at this roach, he yelled, another fake American. Another liar trying to sneak by. Suddenly my phone started ringing through the broken glass, and this man actually had the nerve to answer it like he owned me Juan's phone. He said, can't come to the phone right now, he's being deported. And then everything changed, because on the other end of that call was my captain, loud, angry, asking where his sergeant was right now because there was an emergency. The big guy's face went from smug to ghost white. He dropped my phone like it burned him and looked down. Finally noticed the badge he'd kicked. Saw my ID, saw my face, matched it with the photo on that badge. His partner whispered, dude, he's a cop. His hand started shaking as he fumbled to cut the zip ties, stumbling over. I'm sorry, it's a misunderstanding. We can work this out, sir. Nah, we can't. I told him, call your supervisor now. 20 minutes later, she pulled up, stepped out, and her face said everything I needed to know, closed her eyes like she was praying because we worked together on a task force last year, and she knew exactly who I was. Both agents got suspended that day. The investigation was quick, turned out. This wasn't even his first time. Just his first time with video and witnesses. That $500 he stole upgraded his charges from misconduct to felony theft, plus civil rights violations. 6 months later, I sat in court, watched him get sentenced 18 months federal prison, stripped of his badge, stripped of his gun, stripped of his power forever. And as he was walked out in cuffs, I didn't feel angry, didn't feel satisfied, just looked him dead in the eyes and said, you should have checked the wallet.